what you need tonight. A little something to whet your appetite, and it's gonna make you feel alright. Sweet Gravy and Carmen Kirk, check them out as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast. This is Angelo, and I hope you like this show. Wow, yeah.
Ooh. Carmen, welcome back to another episode of Sweet Gravy.
It's hot outside. I can't stop saying it. Every podcast we talk about how hot it is. What the fuck, man? What's happening this summer? They say this the hottest summer in U.S. history across the board.
Who said that?
Is a news story.
Fox?
I don't know. Where do you get the news from? At this point, are any news stories real? Do you believe anything?
No. You don't know what to believe.
Do you Google like, oh, what's David Bowie's age? And they say a age. Do you know if it's true?
Well, he's dead.
Right, but do you know if it's true?
Yeah.
How?
Well,
It could be anything.
They have records, so.
I'm saying, where you get your news from? What's factual? What news outlets are factual? Where are you supposed to get the factual news from?
I don't know. You gotta
Dig and dig.
dig a variety of sources.
Yeah.
Yep. You gotta, you know, even like during all of this stuff that's been going on, you know, there were like multiple newspapers that had biased articles depending on where they were being distributed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like different headlines and stuff. Maybe the story, but the headlines are different.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you got to think about it. The news is a business. You're selling advertisement. You're selling space, you know. So,
Did you see on the news recently? It just came out, I think today, but Trump posted a picture of Joe Biden being apologetic about the soldiers dying in Kabul, the 13 soldiers that got blew up at the airport, and he was like crying, and then Trump posted the picture and said, "This what weakness look like."
no way.
And then people start all tagging him, saying, "This what cocaine looks like. This what a bitch look like." And like they start
And they would
posting.
put it in Trump pictures?
Yeah. No, not all Trump pictures. They was just saying, because he posted a picture of Joe and said, "This what weakness look like." So they just followed the trend. Like, this what cocaine look
And it
like.
was
And
like
it's a
other
guy
people?
like cracked out. And they like, "This what cocaine look like." And they like, "This what a bitch look like." And then they got like, "This what a prostitute look like." They just kind of continued the thread, just kept tagging it.
Right.
Then it made it a joke pretty much.
That's weird.
Yeah. I mean, you never know how social media is going to swing. People just jump on there, start commenting, and then it get picked up by media, and that's kind of the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
At what point do you look at something and then you realize that this is, like, how many hits does something have to
Get to
viral? Become newsworthy?
Right.
You know?
I think it depends on the person, too. The person that the news is about. If it's somebody that's mega famous.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's still somebody looking at it because they are famous. If it was somebody that was famous that posted something and it didn't get a reaction from the public, they wouldn't talk about it on the news.
True. But certain people post things and automatically get a reaction.
Sure.
Like right now, Kanye West's album is just came out, and DJ Envy on the Breakfast Club called him a clown. And then he couldn't help himself. He said, those clown ass shoes, that
The
clown ass
Yeezys?
shirt. He said that clown ass stocking cap on his head, that jacket. He a fucking clown.
I saw a picture of him at a concert, and he had like a helmet on or something.
Yeah, I don't know. He's been going crazy with different
And
stuff.
then he was like talking to Jesus.
He a mess,
And he's
man.
Jesus.
Somebody needs to get him
Is he
help.
Jesus?
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking to Jesus.
I didn't see that one. It's been so many out right now.
Yeah.
Like they got this one.
And
that
then I
keeps
think he
going
set
on.
did he set himself on fire in his house?
I thought it was at one of the viewings, because he did 3 tours for the viewing of the album. He did 3 of them, and they said that the tours averaged like millions of dollars.
What do you mean 3? He did 3 venues.
Yeah, so he did like a
one tour.
No, I think he did them like by city. So I think in one city he like went to certain venues and then like showed the album, and then went to another city and another city. So he did like not like a actual tour, but like he toured the release of the actual album. So yeah, everyone's talking about Kanye right now. DJ Envy said he's a clown, and who else? Oh, Soulja Boy. So apparently Soulja Boy's manager didn't clear the sample or clear his verse quick enough, so he didn't make it onto the album by the time it was finished and presented.
Right.
So Soulja Boy was like, "Oh, fuck him." He was like, "I got text messages of him asking me to be on the album, and now I'm not on the album." And apparently his manager didn't, like, the people working for him didn't clear it
So
quick
it's
enough.
Soulja Boy's manager's fault that he's not on the album.
Yeah,
But he's mad at
Kanye, because Kanye personally texted him.
Wow.
So
What about the album he had where the cover had all those naked people on the front?
who, Kanye?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what album that
It
was.
had like Kim Kardashian.
Really?
Yeah, and Donald Trump, and
Oh my god, he need to just sit down somewhere.
I think Ray J was in there, and Taylor Swift was on there.
he need to sit down somewhere.
And
like,
this was this was years ago, and in it, Taylor Swift, they're like rubber like dummies, apparently, but they're all naked, and then. The thing is, they were supposed to be so supposedly Taylor Swift got all upset because she's naked. You can see some breasts, I believe.
Yeah, but she's been upset since Kanye walked up on stage and like took her shit away from her. So
But then there's like been
Kanye West is part of her career for the rest of her
well,
life.
there's been info where all that stuff is all staged. You know, like her getting upset just for the public. You know, it's remember when Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem were battling ciphers, and everybody's like, "Oh, Machine Gun Kelly just ended Eminem's career." Like, it's just to sell albums. Like, there's no actual beef.
I think it is actual beef with Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem, because I've watched this interview so many times, and if you see his mannerisms and the look on his face, he's like, he feels slighted. He got slighted by a bunch of people because he went at Eminem, and a lot of people were like, "We not fucking with you. We not doing this with you." So he lost some money and kind of got slighted a little bit, and he's like, "I don't understand why people keep holding on to him. He don't do interviews. He don't come to support the people at all, and y'all still holding him as the greatest rapper of all time. How? How is he the greatest? When the last time he put out something fire? When the last time? And you guys are still holding him to this standard?" And he seemed very annoyed by it. The last interview I saw from him,
I don't know.
like the look on his face was like, "I don't understand why y'all keep calling Eminem the greatest."
People seem to like Kamikaze, his last album.
Well, Machine Gun Kelly ain't the greatest. That's for damn show. So
Sure.
you not on there. So if he not the greatest, you not either. So I don't know what y'all arguing about. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a lot going on in media and news. You know what happened funny today at my job?
What?
So we got a prank call today. Apparently they used to get prank calls a lot.
Right.
But that was before the pandemic. It slowed down since the pandemic.
Was it the Jerky Boys?
No. But whoever the Jerky Boys is.
They do prank phone calls.
Oh no.
They came out with like comedy albums of their prank calls and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a girl.
Okay.
And she called up and she said that your second floor public bathroom in the hotel, there's shit all over the bathroom, and it's shit all over the walls outside of the bathroom, and there's a homeless man up here licking the shit off the walls, and somebody need to come do something about this. And so everybody start freaking out like, what the? And then the guy was like, we don't have a public bathroom on the second floor. He's like, what? Where's the public bathroom on the second floor? And so initially they start freaking out because they figured like a homeless man is up there licking shit off the wall. They just went into panic mode, and then they calmed down after they realized like, hold on, we don't even have a bathroom up there. It got to be a prank call. And so the girl left her name but didn't leave a number or nothing. She just like kind of reported it and then left it off. So they called she was like, I'm in room 205. They called room 205 and it's like, hey ma'am, are you having any, like they checked room 205. They went up there and the lady was like, I'm having a great stay. Breakfast was amazing. And it was like, she's enjoying her time. This lady doesn't stay in a hotel and we don't have a second floor bathroom. That's such a wild thing to say.
Yeah.
But apparently, like, they used to get prank calls all the time, so everyone...
And then she probably called the Regency after.
That's what everybody said. It was like, she probably called every hotel and did it.
Right. That's hilarious.
But it is hilarious. You gotta laugh at it. It's not too negative. I mean, they found out. Yeah, it made them freak out for 5 minutes, but it's not. It's kind of funny.
Right.
So we all laughed about it, but it was like, who does that? It was like, it sounded like not a teenager, like a middle-aged woman who did it.
Middle-aged women, they have to get their fix too, you know.
Yeah, you just sitting at home prank calling hotels.
Yeah, why not?
Saying that there's shit on the walls and a homeless man licking it off. Like,
he's
girl,
licking it off.
Someone needs to do something. And they thought it was really.
What if she's at a different hotel and
that's
that
what
stuff is actually going on?
That's what they were thinking. They was like, what if they was like, maybe she at the Portland Harbor View Hotel and that's happening there because they got a second floor bathroom.
Right.
And it was like, so we looked over, but it's not our problem. Let them deal with it. Still, they like, why would she call the lobby of a different hotel? She has the phone in her room to call the lobby at her hotel. It makes no sense. So we chalked it up as a prank call.
Yeah. Because
anything else would be like, why did you do that?
That's funny.
And I was cracking up. I was like, I love this. I need more of this every day. I need a piece of this in my life. It's too good.
You like it?
Oh, I love it. I love that somebody took the time out to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you always hear about pranks and stuff, but I don't. I saw a guy get his car wrapped up with cling wrap. It's
a lot of energy that go into that stuff.
But yeah, I feel like I haven't really ever seen a nice, good prank.
What, in person?
Yeah.
So me and Latrice pranked her friend Brian one time because he pissed me off and I didn't like him. So I wanted to do it. And then Latrice was in with me.
Right.
And he was sleeping good. And we had smoked some weed and all that good stuff. And he's sleeping good. So we went downstairs. And then I think that, so we had foot powder and shaving cream. So he was sleeping so good, snoring and everything. We went downstairs and then it was like 1, 2, 3. I sprayed the shaving cream all over the top of his head. You know that tube be like, I sprayed it so quick all over him. And then Latrice dumped the foot powder. And then we took off running up the stairs. And he freaked the fuck out. He woke up and didn't know what was happening. He was so scared. He ran out the house and thought he was getting attacked. And then we had to go find him because he's walking down the street at 4 o'clock in the morning with no shoes on, with shorts on, no shirt on. He just freaked out and ran out the door. He got scared because he didn't know what was happening. And then we had to go outside and find him, and he was crying. And it was shit all over his face, and he was just crying. I felt a little bad.
Yeah, I don't think is that a prank, though?
No, maybe I was, because I didn't like him
assaulted
anyway.
That man.
Yeah, a little. But, I mean, it's shaving cream and foot powder. We didn't really, we just put shaving cream and a little foot powder on him. That's really not.
Yeah.
You clean it off. It ain't like he got hair. He got short hair, so
yeah, it
didn't do nothing to him.
We used to throw if in shop class, if people would fall asleep at the table. We had a big giant table, and if people would fall asleep there, we'd start putting sawdust on them. This guy Phil, we put so much sawdust on him, he was covered. It was disgusting how much sawdust he had on him. He woke up and he was like, ugh, and it's just everywhere, going all over.
You ever fall asleep in a class that's
no
super quiet, and then you hear something and you wake up and then you're like, ooh, and then like you in the middle of class, like, ah, like, you never did that? I've done that. You've ever seen it? People like wake up out of their sleep in the middle of class and they like make a scene. Mm-mm. Yeah, I've done it before. Like, it's something super small where you'll wake up and just jump real quick because you're not supposed to be sleeping. So your body, like, you're not supposed to be sleeping. So your brain will be like, wake up, and you wake up and then like you'll kick the desk or something, like just a shock, and then everybody look at you. Mm-hmm. That was me. I used to always be falling asleep in class.
I didn't fall asleep in class.
In the military, I used to fall asleep, and I didn't even know I was falling asleep. And people would be tapping me on the shoulder, get up. You're going to get us in trouble. Get up. And I'm like, I'm not sleeping. They're like, yes, you are. We're looking at you.
You do that today. You'll fall asleep on the couch, and I'll be like, hey, wake up. And you'll be like, I'm not sleeping. And I'll be like, okay, well, just sit up then. Stop relaxing and lounging because I can hear you snore.
Yeah. Sometimes you're so tired you don't even realize you just dozed off.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially me. I don't know. I'm still adjusting to this morning schedule, getting up early, and I should be adjusted to it by now. But man, sometimes I can't go to sleep right away at night. I'm laying in bed. I'm listening to it. I got so much content to watch on YouTube and these podcasts and this and this and this. And I'm looking at all these things on Facebook and Google and YouTube. I look up at the clock. It's like 3 a.m. I'm like,
sometimes you gotta put that phone down.
2.5 hours. 2.5 hours I have to sleep now.
You know,
and I wake up so tired.
You gotta put the phone down.
I can't help it.
Yeah, you're addicted.
Yeah.
Addiction. Jose used to look when he'd see people on their phone. He'd go, addiction. Addiction. My friend Jose. The interwebs have been, I'm wearing my fancy Ween shirt you got me for my birthday. The interwebs have been going crazy. So Ween, they did their first concert in 18 months, fairly recently. And after the show, a guy, he's a bassist for another band. The band it's spelled like Le Special. I don't know if it's pronounced Le Special. I don't know too much about this band, but the bassist posted something on the interwebs about how the quote unquote lead singer of Ween came up to him at the bar after the show because it was a festival, so there were a bunch of bands there, and the lead singer of Ween went up to this man and said, hey, can I get a smoke? And the man gave him a pack of Marlboro Reds, thinking he'll open it up, take a pack. Maybe it's the COVID. Maybe he's like, I won't hand you a cigarette. I'll give you the pack of a cigarette, and then you can take your own. I don't know what the justification was, but he handed him the pack, and then he said that the lead singer of Ween took the pack and said, thanks, numbnuts, and then walked away with the whole pack.
That's awesome. And you just gave away your pack, Dom.
So the guy doesn't know who the leads, because because Gene Ween is the singer of Ween, right?
Right.
But Dean Ween also sings some songs. He'll do like backup vocals.
It's Gene and Dean Ween, so they both the lead.
Yeah, it's Gene and Dean Ween, right?
Yeah, they both need each other to be what they are. Yeah,
right. So, so now there's memes getting made. Thanks, numbnuts. Marlboro cigarettes. Most the credits going towards Dean. Going towards Dean Ween because he's kind of the bad boy.
Yeah, like why would Gene take somebody to? But I don't know. Don't Gene be smoking no cigarettes?
Gene smokes on stage. When we went to go see them in Boston, he was smoking like in the venue. Like
I know the whole venue was smoking, and they said that they pat everybody down, and they said you can't bring no stuff in here, and people still brought it in there, and they was smoking in the venue, in the crowd. They was we were looking down, watching people pass joints through the crowd, and I was like, man, I could have brought one. But where I'm gonna put it at? That's the thing. when you have to sneak illegal stuff into a place, like what if you get caught and they say you can't come in, then you just waste your money.
Right.
Like
No,
fear
there's
of-
a trash can right there. They'll just tell you to throw it away.
Right, but I'm just saying, like
That's how they make their money. If they
it's
turn
getting caught though is just like the embarrassing
you get embarrassed,
part.
yeah. But
Like, hey, we caught you. Throw this shit away.
they'll
like,
turn a blind eye. They'll say, hey, throw it away, and that's just what it is.
But I mean, even going through the airports, I'm not gonna try to sneak no weed through an airport, and then what if I get caught and get in trouble?
Yeah,
like it's the fear of getting caught and get in trouble
Sure.
is why I don't do certain stuff. Now I've done it before, not me, my sister. We've done it before, but I let her do it, and I be the lookout because I'm too scared. I'm too scary when it comes to that shit. I don't like doing anything that I'm gonna get in trouble for.
Right.
Like. Then I gotta go to jail, and then I'm not gonna take showers and be stinking the whole time.
Because
like,
you're nervous about taking showers with other women.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So all these memes are going out. Thanks, numbnuts. And then this man, he posted another post that was found, and this one was on Instagram, and he said, he said something about the show that they did, and then he said, B, I'm never seeing Ween again. He said, they'll steal your smokes, call you numbnuts, and then the internet will make memes about it because he's the focus of this meme. And so then that is getting posted. His post was screenshotted, and it's two different. Okay, so I'm a part of two different Ween groups on the interwebs.
Kirk. You a Ween fanatic.
One is specifically for memes. The other is, just a general appreciative site, a fan site, right? And both of them are going, and the cross-play between the two, they're both getting into it. And then it's just, I love what the internet's doing with this. It's crazy. And then this guy, he joined one of the groups. And now, like, I think he got kicked because there was every post, the first post was him asking to take this down. And he was like, "Can you please remove this?" Like, he's being bullied.
That's the wrong thing to do, though. You can't do that.
And these groups are private, so then I think they kicked him out because I haven't seen it for a while.
But you gotta know how to deal with it.
But they took screenshots of him requesting it to get taken down. So now the first post on all of these new memes is a picture post of him requesting to get it taken down.
It's so like. I remember when internet was first popping. Like, I remember when we were little kids and, like, we got our first computer in the house and this fucking old Windows whatever, and it took forever to load. It took forever to do anything. Like, I remember my mom used to do faxes and, like, do whatever little stuff, but it wasn't like it is today. Like, you would press the power button and it would take so fucking long to get to the start page.
Yep.
And everything was just so fucking slow, and just less access. Now everything's on cell phones. Like, I remember my first cell phone, it didn't have internet, it didn't have nowhere near. The screen was smaller. You got the flip phone, and then what was they called? The i860, the Nokias that would come out.
The bricks, yeah.
Yeah, all those, the razors coming out, like all that stuff. But then you look at phones now and like just every person is on some type of social media platform.
Right.
Unless you just like, I don't want to do no social media. You just want to be that person that stays out of it and just like, yeah, fuck social media. If you want to know what's going on in the world, you need to have some type of form of social media, whether it's Googling stuff, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, any of these platforms. It could be watching podcasts or anything. You have to be on social media at some point to have any connection to current situations.
Right.
Ain't nobody watching the news anymore. So some people do.
Of course.
The girl at my job, she says, the storm is coming this day. And the girls was like, no, I think it's coming this day. She was like, I watch the news every single morning before work. I watch the news for an hour every morning. The storm's coming this day.
Right. And then the storm didn't even come.
It didn't come at all. So she was wrong too.
The thing is, this made me mad the other day. So we're supposed to get this tropical storm, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not overly worried about it, but I would like to know when it was going to arrive, you know?
Yeah, I don't
So
care either.
I go to the news website, the website for the news, right? Our local station.
Mm-hmm.
I see that there's a video of, you know, the weatherman talking to a FEMA man about, you know, what could happen at the storm, you know, all this. I click it, and what do I have to do before I watch the video? I gotta watch a 20-second advertisement about the news channel that I'm going to watch the news article from.
Yeah, that's how they get you. They gotta get theirs in too. Nobody watching it on TV. They gotta
Nobody's watching that on TV, but I'm on your website. You know, I'm clicking your news, and then it said, "Oh, be sure to watch this channel news." You know, but I am. But now I'm less likely to go back there because you make me watch an advertisement for something, and I just want to watch a. Honestly, the advertisement was longer than the video.
And then the storm didn't hit here anyway, and they were promoting it like it was. Like people, like I told you, like the hotels were like, we're bunkering down, we're getting things ready. Like certain businesses they were taking because right now. Definitely after the pandemic, a lot of restaurants are doing outside seating. As people are comfortable eating outside. And a lot of people downtown, they were like pulling in their seats and tying things down, and it's like nothing happened. Now look at you.
Seats, you got to get those umbrellas up.
You pay money for labor and everything to do all that shit, and then nothing.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, we lost a lot of money. A lot of people canceled reservations because they were like, the storm's coming and want to be safe, and then like nothing happened.
Yeah, you're talking about all that food you had to make.
Oh yeah, that was so frustrating, man. All that food and the people didn't show up because they were certain that the storm was coming. Because that's what the news outlets say. People really follow that shit. I don't know why at this point people don't understand that, like, you can't really listen to it. But what do you listen to?
Your favorite movie is The Weatherman.
Oh, I hate The Weatherman.
And, you know, they say in there, he's upset.
Your favorite movie is The Weatherman.
He says he doesn't want, you know, a variance in what could happen in the weather. You know? He's like, this variance, I can't remember what percentage he says, but he's like, this variance is too high. I don't want that variance. And the guy's like, it's wind, man. It blows everywhere. Like, you don't know where the wind's going to blow. It's wind. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So okay, well, before I get into this topic, since we were talking about a couple of things and talking about the restaurant and everything, well, one of the things that bothered me, and we've talked about this on a podcast before, and it's something that really grinds my gears. That sounds so funny when I say it. Grinds my gears. You know how silly that is? This really grinds my gears.
You sound like a nerdy man.
Yeah, it's so funny. All right, but when I make food at work, I put a piece of paper towel over it.
Right.
Because in the summertime especially, I don't like bugs to get on my shit.
You don't want the bugs to get your food.
And I eat slow, so it's not like I'm gonna just sit there and finish it. Like I'm working and eating at the same time. So I'm like, take a bite, go do this, then come back, take a bite, go do this. Like, I'm not gonna, it takes me sometimes 45 minutes to eat a meal. So I can't sit there for 45 minutes at work and do that when I'm so busy and I got so much shit to do. So I'll put a piece of paper towel over it, come back. It could be fruit and yogurt, whatever it is. People have this need to lift the paper towel up and look at what's under the paper towel.
They gotta know.
If my food is there and the paper towel is covering it, why do you feel the need to lift up the fucking paper towel and look at what's under it?
I feel like part of that has to be with people put napkins and stuff on top of their plate whenever they're done eating. So maybe
but
this
is not in a way. This is not in anyone's way. This is in my personal space. This has nothing to do with you. This is not in your area. You don't clean over here. You don't do nothing. And you decide to do that.
You said a girl came over and she took your plate because she thought it was done.
Trash. But
Yeah.
what? But
So she
but
was
that's-
cleaning.
yeah, but she should not be cleaning in that area. You are not in the kitchen. You should not be walking through the kitchen and touching things when you don't know what it is.
Well,
so
you guys, you say you're staffed. Maybe,
no, hell no.
Maybe she was.
I don't care.
Being proactive.
She was being proactive.
Then what's
I
wrong
get
with
it
that?
because you in a space you don't supposed to be in, touching shit you don't supposed to be
You
touching.
just don't like that they took your food.
She took my food, and then on top
like
of taking
Moses.
it, she didn't even make. Yeah, just like Moses, she didn't make it to the damn garbage can. She dropped it on the floor, and then when she dropped it on the floor, she realized that it was a sandwich, and
So-
she was like, "What? Oh, was this your sandwich?"
So
and I
you're
was
saying
like,
you're at work. You're
Oh
at
my
work.
God.
You make some food. It was
Yeah.
a fish sandwich, right? You made this fish sandwich for yourself. It's not on the menu.
"It is."
Oh, but you made it for you.
I made a sandwich for myself.
Okay, and then you're like, "Oh man, well I can't
Then
eat
I
this
take
right now."
about 4 paper towels, I wrap it in a circle, and I sit it over to the side.
You
So
sit it over to
because
the
when I
side.
get to it,
Okay, then you get to it because you're working.
yeah, but
Right.
I tucked it underneath a counter
so
to out the way so that it's
then
not.
the sweet innocent girl going above and beyond, above
Yeah.
and beyond.
She comes past,
through,
and
and she
she's already
sees this wadded up-
she's already cleaning up
she
other
sees
stuff.
this wadded up
Piece
paper
of
towel,
right?
and she says, "Oh, well, it's hidden under the thing. It's probably trash." And then she takes it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see her take it?
I was doing something else. I didn't
you see her
realize
take it?
I didn't realize she picked it up until she dropped it on the floor.
So then
Because she went to
picks it
grab
up.
it. She was walking and grabbed it and then dropped it, and then she realized it was a sandwich. And she was like, "Oh no, is this yours?" I was like, "Yeah, that's my lunch."
Yeah.
And she was like, "I'm so sorry, I don't know what to do." She was like, "I was trying to clean up and I saw the paper towel," and I was like, just looking at her. Like, why did you do that? And she was like, "I'll go buy you lunch." I was like, I just take pills for headaches, so that's why I have to eat something. Most of the time I don't get to eat anything, and I finally make something, put it aside, and you just dropped it on the floor and try to throw it away.
Right.
So thanks for that. I never get to eat anything. I never get to take breaks. I make something to eat, and I put it over to the side because I got a headache. I got to take these pills.
Right.
And then you pick it up like it's trash, drop it on the floor, and then if she didn't drop it, I wouldn't even know. I would have just came back like, where the fuck did it go?
And then you would have thought that boy stole it.
No, I would have just I would have just assumed somebody moved it because I get it. It's in paper towel. I would have understood it. It was the fact that
it's
I
in
seen,
paper towel.
it was the
You
fact that
made
I
it
saw
look like
her do
trash.
it. Right. Yeah, but what I'm supposed to put over it?
I don't know.
I could use the nice white cloth napkins, but like I just use a piece of paper
I think you'd
towel.
have the same issue if you wrapped it in anything. Like,
People have this need to, but even so, if I have a bowl sitting there and
But
I
it's
put
the
a
mystery
piece
of it.
Yeah,
they
I
wanna
put a
look
piece
and
of
see
paper
what's in
towel
there.
over the bowl. I set it aside. It's in my space. It's not in anyone's way. It's not in an area where you would think it's trash. It's out of the way. It got a fork in it. It's not bothering anybody. And then you know what this boy told me? I told him, I said, people got a problem with lifting up the paper towel and looking at my food, and it's fucking annoying. He was like, I looked at it too. I was like, why did you do that? He was like, I want to know what it is.
people want to know. You create that problem because
Oh my
you
God.
make a mystery.
I'm not trying to.
No, but you do. It doesn't matter whether
I'm
you're trying
covering
to or
it.
not.
You know why I cover it? Because people come by and say, "Oh my God, what's that? That looks so good.
Right.
What did you just make?" I don't like that.
Yeah, and then
So I'll cover
maybe
it
they
up.
think maybe she'll make that for me.
That's why I cover it.
Most
Most of the time, I make things that's not on a menu, so
Right.
I don't want people to see it. And then
I
I
get
just
it.
try to. I don't like people looking at my plate or staring at me.
Okay.
You know, when we went to Miss Portland Diner and that lady leaned over and was like, "Oh my God, what's that? That's amazing." I almost
man.
cussed her the fuck out.
No, it was the worst one happened recently was that was pretty bad. Whenever we got our food, you had what was it, the Irish eggs Benedict? Mm-hmm. So it was, what is it?
It's
English muffin?
It's a English muffin, but then it has corned beef hash on
Corned
it
beef
instead of
hash.
like the normal Canadian bacon.
And corned beef hash, and then the
Eggs
egg.
and hollandaise with
Yeah.
home fries.
And she leaned over our food. But on my birthday, whenever you took me out to dinner this past year, we got our food, and the table next to us, like they all looked at us.
They all stared at what we
They
were
stared at
eating.
what we were
That is
eating.
so weird.
And
like,
they showed up-
Get your eyes over there.
They showed up like right before we had already had our appetizers by the time they had shown up. So
No, I think that when they showed up, our appetizers had just got there.
no, our food was about to show up. We were wrapping up the appetizers.
Yeah.
We were wrapping up the appetizers, but then when the main course came, they hadn't even ordered yet. And so, they're hungry, right? And they're waiting for somebody else because there was a fourth person in their party. And they stared at us the entire time. Oh, man. And they were throwing paper on the floor. Paper towels on the floor.
Yeah, it's weird because it's crazy because we just went through this pandemic of how we should do this, and now they're just cramming everybody in these small quarters, no mask on. It's like, oh, pandemic done. Even though the new variant is out, like they crammed us all in that corner, and it's like 3 tables, and they're close enough, and they're just staring at us.
Middle of it, yeah. There's people over here, us, and then another person over there. Yeah, I was walking past. We've got a shop around here. It's just a wine bar. We tried to go there for brunch one day, and we were like, "You got food?" And they said we did last week, but now we only serve wine.
Yeah, like they went from they were doing the food and they had like some nice plates outside. I don't think they could keep up with it because people
that was the place that gave away those plates, right?
No, that was they turned it into this place called Pigeon that was there, and they had like nice steaks and things like that. So people would have wine with like steak and burrata and things like that. That's why I was like, we should go there for lunch.
Right.
But
we go in there,
and then I talked to a couple people who was like, we've been there and it's amazing. And I was like, all right, we're gonna go by there. And then we walked past, and then we noticed that the sign not even there no more. They took the sign off and everything.
There, yeah.
Where did they go? They just disappeared so quickly.
They said, we only serve wine now these days. And so then we left. Well, I walked past that place this weekend, and it said, back to masks. Thanks, anti-vaxxers. Don't you think that that's a little like overboard to blame people? Like I understand.
It is true.
I know, but you can't like label them like that, right? Like,
I mean, I think that
there's so many other things too.
There's so many reasons why people are not getting vaccinated.
Well, the people that have been vaccinated are getting COVID also. Again.
Yeah, but they say that the majority of the problem is people who have not gotten the vaccine that's ended up in the hospital taking up beds.
But whenever I saw the sign that said "back to the masks," okay, I get it. I'm carrying one around with me now. Just in case. Make people comfortable. But then it says
thanks anti-vaxxers.
Anti-vaxxers. I don't know if I like that, and I don't know if I want to give business to a building that would display that. I think that's wrong.
I don't think that is wrong. I think it depends on, I think it's a bunch of different variables in it. I think some people are not, like, I just heard this story. I can't remember who. Oh, it was Flame Monroe. Flame Monroe is a comedian. She's been around since Monique's and the Cedric the Entertainers, but she's a transgender comedian. And obviously when they were coming up in the 80s, 90s, like, that's not popular. Transgenders wasn't popular. Right. And it's a man who is a woman now, but he still has kids, and he's still their father. He like, I'm a grown man, and I'm their father, but I like to dress like a girl too. Right. Like, he is very comfortable with who he is. Sure. And he's like, I'm still a man and I'll whoop your ass. Like, really comfortable. Been a comedian, battled against Monique at one point in history on one of the comedy battlegrounds. So like, been in the game for a long time, just never got the recognition. And she said that she, in the 80s, she would get, most people would get the silicone injections, like in their butts and stuff like that. And she was like, I got so much stuff in my butts and my tits and all that I'm scared to get that vaccine because it's another foreign substance to the body. Right. And I don't think that it'll react well with what I already have in my body. So that's understandable. Like, it's certain little like variables why people don't want to get it or why people are scared of it. But then you have people who are like, fuck that. They just anti-vaccine for no real reason. Right. Yeah. I feel like the sign is geared towards those people.
It is. It totally is, but it's an umbrella statement.
Yeah, I agree.
It's somebody who you would. It's somebody that is. They think that they're so justified by this is what's right, and they're creating an umbrella statement towards the people that they blame for making umbrella statements. You know, like that's the problem. That's my issue with it.
No, I get what you're saying. It is a very broad statement, and I think it applies to some people. I don't know. I feel like I don't think anybody who don't want to get the vaccine should. But if the majority of people that's taking up the hospital beds right now, which that's the biggest issue. The biggest issue is the hospitals not having the room to treat other people because people are filling these beds up with COVID.
Right.
So, like, somebody was just on a Breakfast Club talking about a cancer patient that came in and got really sick, and they literally turned them away because they had no bed. And they had to send them to a hospital down the street because so many COVID patients, unvaccinated people, were taking up the beds, and this guy who's about to die from cancer could not get a bed.
Right.
That's the issue. It's the hospitals.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a umbrella statement. I agree with you, but we ain't gonna ever be able to take these masks off. I gotta wear a mask at work right now, so I'm a little bit annoyed at people who if the people who are just against it for no reason just got it, we would be in a better position right now.
Right.
Even if it works or not.
I agree 100%. Yeah.
At that point, if everyone's getting it and it's still like this, then it changes the narrative. Then it's like, okay, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Right.
Because everybody got the vaccine and we still struggling with it. So now we need to change. But by them not getting it, by so many people not getting it, they can blame it on those people. They're being blamed for it.
Right.
My mom, my sister, everybody. Everybody who don't want it. My friends, like family, everybody.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a weird one. That's funny that you saw that sign. Kirk is the guy who notices signs and things like that.
I'm always on the lookout because I like to take pictures of them.
Yeah.
And send them to people. Yeah.
Did you like that picture I sent you of that license plate that said Datalac?
Yeah, that's nice. It was a Cadillac, but it said Datalac.
Yeah, my friend also likes to take pictures of license plates. That's why I sent you that picture. Because she got that one. She posts some once in a while. Not as much as you, but she gets some good ones.
Right.
And she was like, that's a good one. It was cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I like them. They're fun. It's a fun hobby to have, you know? You can always keep your head on a swivel.
Well, then we need to get a license plate so people can take pictures of ours.
Then people
It's
are
not
taking
fair.
pictures of my license
Yeah,
plate.
but you're taking pictures of other people's and posting them.
I don't post them anywhere.
Yeah, but you have them in your archive.
But sometimes my phone gets too slow, so I gotta delete them. Those are the first things to go.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we talked about this last week, and I think that we're back on the subject again.
No, you can't.
Kirk, we have to.
What is it? Tell me what you want to
So last week we talked about getting this brand new toilet seat with the silver hinges.
With the silver hinges.
This nice
whisper
toilet
quiet,
seat.
no slam.
Yeah, all these things. And
it was the nicest toilet seat I've ever seen in my life.
We got this toilet seat because Kirk is a frat boy and
I'm not a frat boy.
too strong. You do things too strongly. You're not like, you don't got no finesse, or you're not gentle. You just like bam, bam. Like,
I do things like a
man.
Like a man.
Yeah, but you don't have to.
Okay.
Just be chill. Like, I don't know. You got to be delicate with certain things, Kirk.
Toilet seats?
Yeah.
Okay.
You live with a woman,
right?
So you have to be delicate with certain things.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Here we are again. Probably 2 days after this podcast when we talked about our brand new toilet seat.
It was the next day.
Oh,
it was literally the next day.
Oh, it's the next day. Jesus Christ! I try to give you 2 days at least.
It was the next day.
And he broke it. The toilet seat again.
The second toilet seat, our brand new toilet seat.
Brand new toilet seat broken.
Yeah, broken.
So I told him, if you break another one, we might have to do something
Have
else.
to what?
I don't know, but it got to be something else because at this point, there's a problem here. You are too rough with who breaks toilet seats.
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know how it happened. I just know the toilet seat broke.
You're doing something in that bathroom that is not normal. Like, are you dancing on the toilet, or like
I dance on that toilet seat? You know, I get freaky moves. Yeah.
But see, this didn't happen for 3 years.
It didn't
And
happen
then
for
it's
3
just
years.
Yeah, and then it
Right.
just happened. So
and then it
something
just happened,
he's doing.
and then it happened again.
And then it happened again.
Right.
So there's something new
There's
that you are
something.
doing.
There's a new technique I've developed when I'm
Right.
sitting on the toilet seat that no longer is approved by toilet seat industries.
Yeah, you got this. Oh man! And now if you sit on the toilet, it pinch your butt.
But I put the tape on there.
I know
get
it still
you?
pinched your ass though.
I got a new one. I just haven't put it on yesterday. I had to get the car inspected yesterday. So when I bought it, I bought the seat and then I got the inspection done.
Well, can I be 100% honest with you?
What?
I didn't like that new toilet seat.
I bought the same one.
I hated it.
Why?
I don't like it.
What don't you like about it?
It's harder to clean.
We picked it together.
I know, but it's harder to clean.
Oh, well, I might have a receipt. We can go shopping for a new one again.
No, we need to put a new toilet seat on. It's pinching my ass when I sit down, Kurt.
Okay.
You know what happens when you have a cracked toilet seat?
What happens?
And you sit down,
Uh-huh.
that crack, your ass gets sucked in it. And then when you get up, it be like, bam! It's like it's so bad.
Man, that's funny.
Yeah.
So I went to get the car inspected. And I go to the shop and I see the man. He's standing there. He's like, "What's going on?" And I said, "I'm here to get my car inspected." He said, "Are you Kirk?" And I said, "Why, yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am Kirk. How'd you know?" He said, "Because your appointment's at 2 and it's 15 till." Because I'm always early.
Mm-hmm.
Always early, Carmen.
You're really responsible and what they call it when you're on time all the time?
Punctual.
Punctual.
Yeah.
And responsible, yeah.
And so I go there and the man says, "You hanging out or you dropping it off?" And it's in South Portland, the place I got the car inspected at. And I was like, I think I'm going to drop it off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to hang out. I said, "How long is it going to be?" He said, if everything goes well, it'll be a half an hour. If something's wrong, it'll be a little longer because we'll have to write it up, and then I'll have to get a quote on parts and stuff for you to what the repairs you need to make pass your inspection.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, cool. So I go across the street to a Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
I get some coffee. Typically I'm a black man with my coffee.
Yeah.
Typically I like my coffee black.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a better way to say that?
Yeah, that's the best way to say it. But not lately. You've been doing the cream thing.
And then so I tell them, I said, I want some cream in that coffee. And I was going to sit down and hang out there at the Starbucks. But this woman was sitting there, and she was a pregnant lady. And she looked at me very angrily.
Mm-hmm.
So I left. There's a little shopping center.
Why did you leave?
Because I didn't. This woman looked at me weird, and I didn't like that. She looked at me angrily.
Why?
I don't know. Must have been something about me.
Then you look back at her angrily. Bitch, what is you looking
Yeah,
at?
but here's the thing. I have this beard, right?
Yeah, you're a guy. You can't do
And then
it.
I wear a hat, right? So with the beard and the hat, this is how much of my face you see, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also wearing sunglasses. So that's all you see, you know? You just see a nose and a hole where my mouth is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't make faces at people right now.
You could.
Okay.
Kurt, I do it.
Do I pop the glasses down and...
I mean,
kinda-
I feel like you have to be a little more, you have to move a little different because you're a guy.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to be the same way.
I know,
People are
but
not
you would
as-
say something. You'd be like, you would...
Excuse me?
If we were together and you saw that woman looking angrily at us,
Yeah.
you would say, "Oh my God," and you would say it so she can hear, "Oh my God, bitch looking at us," or you'd say something like that. Like,
Or I
get
might-
a life. Don't look at me, pregnant ass. You'd say something like that,
Or I
right?
would look at her back funny.
So I left, and then I walked around. There's a little shopping center around there, and I take a drink of this coffee, Carmen. And it was hot. It's the hottest thing I've ever had in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was so hot. And then so I take off the lid, and coffee spills everywhere. I get hot coffee all over the place. I was sitting at this bench in the shopping center, and then so I'm walking around with this hot coffee, and the day was kind of nice, but it started to get humid and warm up a little bit. And this hot coffee is making me on fire. I'm burning up, Carmen.
You gotta go iced coffee.
I don't know. So the guy calls and he says, hey, your car fails the inspection. And I was like, okay. And he said, yeah, there was an exhaust clamp. It was rusted out, And he said it was so rusted, I just broke it with my hand. And he said, I think the guy's putting a new one on right now. So I'm not going to charge you for it. So you passed the inspection. Like, he told me I failed, right? He said that you failed the inspection.
He's being funny with you.
Right. And then he said, this is a clamp. The guy's fixing it right now. I'm not even going to charge you for it. I was like, okay. He said, we got to write up the paperwork. It'll be about 20 minutes. You'll be good to go. So I walk around the block with this hot coffee in my hand, and I make it back to the auto shop. I go in there, and I see the envelope with my key and my registration. And I'm waiting for the guy at the front desk man to show up, and give me my stuff. And he's in the back, and then he comes around and he gives it to me. He said, you're all set. And I said, I don't owe you anything. My car was there for 45 minutes. That's 45 minutes of labor, And he said, no, you're all set. I was like, I don't owe you anything. I got a new inspection sticker. They changed the clamp, and he said, no, you're good.
He not smart. He should have charged you He should have charged you $40 and pocketed it.
And he's like, no, you're good. And it's kind of weird. Like, isn't that strange?
I think.
Like, why did that happen like that?
I think part of it is where we are. I think part of it is where we are. People are genuinely nicer here. And if not, they just don't do their job.
Yeah,
right.
but they
it's
still provided a service,
They did,
like,
but if they're a place that do inspections, and that's maybe they get some type of government funding from doing inspections.
Well, there are places, and I think it's a dealership brand here. They'll do free inspections, but the reason they do that is exactly what he was talking about. They do the inspection, and then they tell you what they needs fixed, and you're more likely to get it done by them, because they're the ones that told you. But it didn't seem like that. Even I looked on the website. It didn't seem like that was that.
Maybe he just made a mistake.
I don't know,
or maybe
man.
He was maybe he was checking.
No, I don't think he was checking me out. I don't think I looked like his type. Just gonna say that.
That's funny. Yeah, it's a weird one. I'll tell you this much though. You're talking about that lady at Starbucks. I'm not gonna let girls say things to you and not say nothing back.
But she didn't say anything to me.
I'm not gonna let girls look at you funny and not say nothing back.
Okay.
What are you looking at? You can't do that though. That's the thing. You're a guy. You can't
look at people.
You can't intimidate a woman because then you're gonna always be the bad person.
Right.
But if I say something, it's different.
I don't know.
And that's just how the world works.
That's how the world goes.
Women are less intimidating unless you're a big girl.
You think that there's big girls?
I think it's some large girls that I'm more scared of than guys. I think I'd be more intimidated by some of these big girls that I've seen in my life versus a guy, for sure.
And you've seen a girl fight before? I've
seen some girl fights. The worst fight I've ever seen was probably a girl fight.
They're horrible. They're
gonna pop your eyeballs out, rip your hair out, and everything.
I saw this girl drag another girl by her ponytail and take her to a locker and start slamming the locker on her face. Like there was blood. Like I did that. I think that's the only fight that I ever saw in high school, like actual fight.
I saw two girls in high school fight, and a girl took
they
a girl
go at it though.
Yeah,
they don't
took a girl and stuffed her in the locker, and then proceeded to beat her face in while her arms was by her side. She couldn't move because she was stuck in the locker.
Right.
The girl had rings on her finger, and she proceeded to beat this girl, and blood is spraying over everybody. And and people didn't know what to do. They were scared. They was like, "Don't get close to her."
Oh.
And eventually, the girl that she put in the locker was actually bullying her. She was a bigger girl, and the girl was calling her fat and like bullying her. And so she got fed up, and she said, "This is enough."
He said,
and so people didn't feel bad for the girl because they knew that she had been picking on this girl. So they allowed it to happen. But I was like, "What am I witnessing right now? I can't. Like, this is crazy." So,
the tides have turned.
Yeah, now I don't like fighting. I like to get away from that type of drama. It's just too much chaos.
Well, you're too old.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can't be in your 30s getting in fights with people.
But even in my later, like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever like seen that. I've seen it, but I don't like it.
Right.
I don't like watching it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Are we done?
I think so.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in to another episode of Sweet Gravy. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. Leave any comments. You can say anything if you have any suggestions or you think we should change this or add a song, anything. You can also check us out on YouTube, Spotify, every other streaming platform. That's it.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.